Hi guys, and welcome to the IEM Katowice tournament held in Poland 2023 February, so very recent replays which I have found here. We are in the group stage where we're going to be seeing a very interesting international gameplay here in between the two pros. So we have in the upper left part in the red, it is a Classic from South Korea, and his opponent spawning here in the lower right in the blue, it is SCARLETT from Canada. Now Classic recently has returned from his military service, looking really strong here. This is the group phase, so I will be casting most of the interesting games here from Katowice 2023. Finally some recent replays which I found on the internet. Let's have a look what exactly is going on. Classic already wanting here to block the first expansion point by SCARLETT. So SCARLETT is being forced here out at around the 1 minute mark, so she loses quite a couple of seconds, so very interesting. And a nice trick by many Protoss, they really like to block that first expansion point. Now of course he's checking the expansion here from SCARLETT. SCARLETT's home has an extractor, she will very likely follow with a spawning point really soon. Let's check. Classic is actually blocking here the entrance, just like in Broodwar, just like Beast has shown us in Broodwar here on this channel. Same tactics here for Classic with a pylon, a forge actually for those cannons. And into his main he has that gas, so he's looking like to go for a expansion as well. So pretty standard stuff. Of course is going to be annoying here. We have a Protoss versus a Zerg. Both could do timing pushes against each other. We've seen Stalker pushes by Hero. We've also seen SCARLETT going for those Roaches and Ravager pushes. So this is why this pro of course here is really important. Sees the timing, sees that spawning pool. And yeah, now finally Classic also going for his expansion here at around the 2 minute mark. So yeah, you can see the production type like always here in the upper left part. Classic even decided to go for a cannon, but I thought it was a defensive cannon at his main, but no, it's actually tower rushing here, he's cannon rushing here SCARLETT. So quite a sneaky move here by Classic, of course using those minerals as a backup here just to defend those cannons. So SCARLETT could be in trouble. Her first queen is coming out. At the same time there's some action going on here, so SCARLETT wants to expand into the different location at the same time. Now the cannons have finished. I don't think that one queen will be enough here against 2 cannons. Yeah, one drone has to be microed back, so the queen is on his way. There's just a couple of Zerglings. Some creep will be spreaded, but yeah, nice tricky move here by Classic with those 2 cannons. The hatchery already at half of its point. Of course SCARLETT tries to take out the pylon. At the same time she's also expanding here into this location, so she pretty much knows that she's going to lose the hatchery. But then again, a lot of minerals have been also invested here by Classic. 1 pylon, 2 cannons for 1 hatchery. I believe that is pretty much a balanced trade here for both players. So yeah, even this 1 pylon taking some damage. The queen might even take it out with those broodlings on the ground. So yeah, Classic losing this pylon. Yes, things look actually pretty good, but SCARLETT lost some time for her next economic moves, for her next economic game. And the pylon is going to fall, so nice stuff. At least SCARLETT gets some creep here, and she even has some larva here to go for some Zerglings. So yeah, she's also expanding here into a very exposed position, so Classic could take advantage of that if he decides to attack. We also have a Stargate with some oracles, so it could be an attack really soon against drones from SCARLETT. Let's have a look. Cybernetics core also going for that gateway, and we also have another gateway at home, so it could be a timing push. We're about to find out. Let's check SCARLETT. Of course she's droning up now. She has 33. No, that's Classic. Actually SCARLETT had only 28 workers versus the 33 from Classic. So yeah, things have settled down a little bit. We will be seeing some harassment here by Classic against the drones from SCARLETT, but she's pretty much prepared. There is 1 spore, not that many workers here. Let's check the main. It's just 1 queen. So yeah, SCARLETT looking like she's pretty much prepared for that, and at the same time Classic decides to expand here as he's sending out his first oracle on the map. Some creeps will be killed, even on great micro here by SCARLETT, saving this 1 drone and this one here as well. So really fast reaction time by SCARLETT, as 2 oracles actually have made it here forward into this location, but the queens are here to respawn. So everything should be okay. But like I told you, the attack also covers here the expansion point for Classic, as SCARLETT has scouted this one up. This could be a successful attack here. SCARLETT reacting, there is one spore, the queens are on their way, but we already have 5 kills out of those oracles, so Classic doing quite a nice job here with that harassment. And yeah, like I told you, at the same time buying time for his expansion, and at the same time he's actually pushing out with his adapt, so really aggressive and a nice harassment here by Classic with his first cannon rush, and now he's going for those oracles and those adapts, and he's pretty much going to shade out really soon. So nice stuff here by him. Oracles once again attacking, more and more drones will suffer here. The economy from SCARLETT is suffering, as Classic is already at 10 more oracles, but she's catching up slowly but steadily. She's trying, of course, to counter the expansion here. She might be successful with so many Zerglings going for those adapts. Classic tries to nicely micro them, but in the end SCARLETT seems to be having enough here, as she might try to go for this one Nexus, but no, she's actually retreating. Let's have a look at the main. We see actually one immortal here. We see a war prism and so many gateways here being produced by Classic. So we're closing towards the 10-minute mark. Are you going to be seeing a timing push by Classic here versus SCARLETT? SCARLETT also going to react with a timing push versus Classic really soon. Worker wise, finally she has catched up. She's at 52, even 60 really soon. Now she finally sees those stalkers. She sees the sentries here on the ground as well, as Classic decides to perhaps slowly but steadily push out. Weapons 1 is about to get done really soon. And we can see the production tab here for both players. Some roaches are being now made for SCARLETT, of course, to respond against this. And many more stalkers are actually being teleported here by this one war prism, as Classic is, of course, reaching now this one exposed expansion in the front. But yeah, SCARLETT seems to be ready for that with her Ravagers, with her queens. And we have an important immortal here in the ground, and we actually have a strong engagement in between the two pros. Nice guarding shield, more and more reinforcements. SCARLETT is also there with her Ravagers, with her Roaches. Both players are nicely microing their units. Some Zealots are here as well with no legs upgrade, but in the end Classic seems to be having the advantage here. Seems to be having more, but then again SCARLETT is producing more and more Roaches. However, she decides to abandon this one expansion, so things don't look that good, and it's actually 2 immortals now on the army from Classic, one even having 9 kills. The immortals are pretty good against those Roaches on the ground. Some more drones are being transferred here as the attack continues here. Some drones in the front for SCARLETT. She needs everything just to hold this attack, and nice micro here by Classic. And yeah, drones in the front for SCARLETT, never a good idea, but she needs to do that, and sadly she has lost 16 drones, and more is getting attacked. More and more reinforcements. I believe Classic might have done this. Yes, indeed, there is that GG. So nice timing push here by him around the 7-minute and 20-second mark with this war prism, with those immortals, with the sentries and the stalkers. We are going now straight into game number 2. I'm not going to be editing the video, I'm just going to go straight where it is. There it is, on Babylon, ESL Babylon. So this is game number 2. Let's have a look what the players have prepared for us, as Babylon is indeed the map, and we have in the lower right, in the red, it is Classic once again from South Korea, and his opponent here in the upper left in the blue, it is SCARLETT from Canada. So quite an interesting timing push here by Classic, and a very harassive move by Classic, also cancelling that first expansion with that cannon rush. Just 2 cannons needed by him, giving him the advantage, forcing SCARLETT to look for another location. So SCARLETT not really making her game, being disturbed of course by Classic, and the 2 oracles also dealing economic damage against those drones on the ground. So quite a nice move here by Classic. Remember, he has come back from his military service. Perhaps he has studied, of course, the gameplay by SCARLETT or by any other Zergs, as he seems to be opening up here, just like in game number 1, sending out that robot early just to block the first expansion point, and just preparing his wall of here onto this nice map, nice looking map with nice vegetation here, nice grass on the ground, very nice trees, lots and lots of colors here. just like an autumn. Yeah, let's have a look what is going to happen. In here we have that extractor and perhaps the spawning pool. Yes, indeed, it's going to follow here, but SCARLETT once again being forced to go for a different location, as we also have a flying bird, almost a flying bird, Urubu here onto this map. So quite an interesting looking creature here. And yeah, Classic also goes for his expansion at around the 1 minute and 15-second mark. So pretty much the same build order here for both players. SCARLETT might take her expansion here as well really soon. So once again giving important information. So things look pretty much the same, just like in game number 1. With a small difference, we don't have a forge now here for Classic. So when SCARLETT sees this, there won't be a forge, there won't be a cannon rush against her expansion here. So her expansion is about to get finished. And yeah, let's have a look, her reaction. What exactly is she going for? Perhaps she's going to try to do something different. Perhaps she's going for some early Zergling harassment against her opponent. We're about to find out here as the Nexus is about to get finished. There's that cybernetic score. And yes, SCARLETT having nice vision, double gas into the main from Classic. And yeah, there's that expansion here for SCARLETT. The first drones are also being transferred, and she will very likely take her second expansion point really soon here. She's trying to chase away the probe. So the standard gameplay here for the Zerg. Just one small advantage for Classic, just buying him once again a couple of seconds with that probe. Yeah, there it is, the expansion, and we also have speed being done here for SCARLETT. So quite interesting stuff. More and more probes are being produced. Classic once again giving much importance towards those probes. He also has 4 more probes against SCARLETT. So let's have a look what his plans are. Finally also going, just like many Protosses, for that Stargate. They're likely once again going to harass with an Oracle. So SCARLETT should of course know the timing of that pushes, and she will very likely react with some spores, leaving some queens just to defend those mineral lines. So yeah, the queens are out of here of course. Well, let's check her main. Are there any other buildings being done? You can watch the production tab here just in case I'm missing something. So quite an interesting strategic gameplay. Let's see if Classic is going to be successful with his Oracle harassment once again, and what exactly his next plans are for the attack or for the defense here versus SCARLETT. So yeah, the first Stalker is also out. There's that Oracle adapts as Classic once again, as he's harassing, or as he wants to harass with those Oracles, he's also expanding. So quite a nice move here by him. And even a pylon is getting added of course. So let's have a look. Is he going for a second Oracle? I don't see one yet, but there is a robotics facility. Actually, there is a second Oracle in the robotics facility. So it looks like once again Classic going for that same strategy, just like in game number 1. It might be a timing push by him, and SCARLETT just preparing her economic gameplay, her macro gameplay with her 3 bases here. The first 2 Oracles are. Let's have a look if Classic is going to be successful this time. SCARLETT with a better position out of those queens. Nice spore here into this location. No spore into the main, but 1 queen to defend. And Classic could be successful here into this location as SCARLETT decides to go for a tier 2. So this could be Mutalisk by her. Let's have a look. It could be Hydralisk Lurkers. Have a look what exactly her plans are as the Oracles are still roaming around the map. Let's check Classic. There are 2 gateways here. Let's check his main. Is he once again going for the massive amounts of gateways with an Immortal first? And is it going to be a prison? But hold on, we actually missed 5 kills here by those Oracles. So Classic once again does a pretty good job harassing the economic line. There's 7 more, so I believe yes indeed the adapts have been also pushed out. So Classic actually making things happening with quite a small amounts of troops moving forward, even casting this stasis trap. And sadly SCARLETT not watching now, and so much mining time has been lost here by her. Even the queens are being frozen here. So really nice stuff here by Classic. Like I told you, with a very small amount of an army is able to deal so much economic damage here against SCARLETT. Looking really nice here into this frozen warp. So let's have a look what she can do. She is just scouting the map with those Zerglings, trying to find out what exactly Classic is up to. But little does she know, of course, there are so many gateways at home here by Classic, and he's now finally pretty much deciding to move out at around the 6-minute mark. So what exactly does he have? He has a War Prism, some sentries, one immortal. So really important to have that immortal. So it looks like Classic once again not allowing SCARLETT here to play her game. More and more stalkers are getting spawned. We do see her expand here, but she might cancel that expansion and to go for those roaches. She really needs many more roaches now to defend this. She is at 8 roaches. There are some queens, but there are those sentries with those nice sentry wards here. Yeah, really nice job here by Classic, deciding to block here the entrance for those queens. The oracles are being brought here forward. Nice block once again here by Classic, and Classic looking really strong. Yeah, there it is. SCARLETT actually GGing out. So what a great timing push here by Classic. This is a nice strategy if you are a Protoss player versus a Zerg. Not allow him here to play his game. So yeah, the War Prism once again being used, and many gateways here at home. So nice strategy here by Protoss. Teleporting in this War Prism is of course really important here for the Protoss, as more and more units have been teleported here forward, just like in Star Trek here, just like Captain Kirk is teleporting Mr. Scotty here. So really nice job here by Classic with a nice double timing push, just like in game number 1, but game number 2 being much faster. Classic not allowing the gameplay by SCARLETT. She did eventually cancel this one expansion, of course, to have minerals for those roaches, but yeah, in the end, really nice stuff here by Classic. Classic actually showing us how strong a timing push around the 6-minute mark it was. So really nice job here by him with stalkers, with those sentries. Now I finally understand why they are so important, blocking here the entrance out of those queens. And if it was roaches with zerglings, everything would have been blocked and he would have been successful into sniping this one expansion. So nice job by him. So yeah, this is game number 1 from the group stages from the IEM Katowice 2023 tournament, held of course in Poland in February. So yeah, more and more games will come. I will be trying to cast as many games as possible from the tournament. I will also try to cast some Broodwar, just like I told you, if time allows it. But yeah, guys, thank you once again for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Tommy, signing out.